Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.
Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up Podcast with me, George Swift. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development and the business growth that you, the ambitious business owner, desires. I'm here to give you the inspiration, the motivation and to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget, subscribe and never miss an episode. Hello and welcome. It is the eve of Christmas Eve, which means the reindeer are being fueled up. Santa is readying the sleigh and the elves are busy putting the last of the toys in Santa's big red sacks. Double entendres aside, it is a time to start really winding down. Even as entrepreneurs, I always say this, work hard, dig in, fight for the line. However, come on. We are almost there. So whatever you need to do to wrap up this side of Christmas, whatever you need to do to be able to relax over Christmas, make sure that you get that done. Make sure that you can finish this year as strong as you humanly possibly can. And then, you know what? Enjoy the hell out of whatever it is that you are doing over Christmas. Today's episode is why Father Christmas doesn't visit entrepreneurs and business owners like you and me. Why is it when all the kids are getting everything that they want, when Father Christmas is answering all of their prayers, he's reading their wish lists, and he's getting ready to deliver as much as possible, if not all of it, to the children over the next, 24, 48 hours? Why is it that us as entrepreneurs, why does Father Christmas never come for us? Why is it that no one comes down, a mysterious man or lady comes down our chimney, and then because we've been nice and because we've been good and because we've done all the right things, why is it that our stockings are not full of what we need and what we want in business? Really simply put, because unfortunately, tragically, sadly, success doesn't work like that. In fact, you know what? I very tongue-in-cheek say that one of the worst lessons that we get in life is that if we're good, if we're nice, then someone else, a deity of sorts, will, if they deem fit, and if they deem that we have been nice enough and good enough and pure enough, that we get to have what it is that we want. We get to have our rewards. And whilst the whole notion, the whole idea of Father Christmas is romantic and it's wonderful, and of course at Christmas it really personifies for many people in the Western world what Christmas is about, which is about children's faces, about giving presents, about maybe even giving unconditionally without any direct reward from our kids, to have that moment where they believe in something, bigger than themselves. They believe in something outside of themselves. And, we all buy into that. And it's a wonderful thing. And I still buy into it now, even though my children are 18 years old. But here's the thing. It's a terrible lesson for life. It's a terrible lesson for entrepreneurship. And it's an awful lesson when it comes to success. Unfortunately, being nice, being a good person, whilst it comes with its own rewards, tragically, it doesn't bring success. The rules for success are not necessarily the same rules that we are taught as a young child, as a young person. Now, I'm not saying that you're a bad parent for bringing Father Christmas into your children's lives or even into your own lives for that matter. I still do. However, we have to understand that what happens is it gets put into us at such a young age. We really believe it to be true. We believe that if we're good enough, kind enough, nice enough people, that we will get what we want. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying for a second you should not be a nice person. I'm not saying for a second you shouldn't be kind, you shouldn't be generous. And I'm not saying for a second you shouldn't be the kind of person that Father Christmas would give all the toys to if you were still a child. It brings its own rewards, okay? If you're a nice person, a generous person, a loving person, a compassionate person, then of course it brings its own rewards. You'll have people in your life that love you, you'll feel good at a deep level about who you are as a person. You'll have people that respect you. You'll have loving relationships. You'll have great friendships. People will admire you, maybe respect you. Does this make sense? There's lots of rewards for being a nice, kind, generous person. However, success is not one of them. That's not saying you cannot be successful and be nice and kind. Of course you can. It's just saying being nice and kind in itself and of itself is not enough to bring you business success. And I see this so often with my members and with my clients. I see really good, genuine people that are really trying to better themselves, better their lives of those people around them. They're trying to do a great service. They're trying to really deliver something they can be proud of. And they're also, more importantly, doing a business and creating products and services that actually really genuinely positively impact their clients and maybe even their communities, maybe even the world around them. And yet they still aren't successful. They're not financially successful. Their businesses are struggling. They don't get to be who they really could be if they had more financial success in their life. They don't get to give and do what they would want to give and do if they were more financially successful. They ultimately don't get to have the impact on their own life, on the lives around them, the world around them that they could have if they were financially successful, if they were successful in business. Now, this is because when we're younger, when we're children, for most of us, we were absolutely instilled with this notion of being a good person. And that's a good lesson, right? The world needs good people. The world needs us all to be good, kind-hearted, generous people, compassionate people, sympathetic people, people that are trying to do good in the world. In fact, one of the reasons I love entrepreneurship so much is because of the positive impact we can have, not just on our own lives and the people that we love and care for, but also in our communities and the world around us. However, just being kind and nice and generous and sweethearted and sweet-natured is not going to bring you financial success. Do not, for a second, stop being nice. Nice guys do not finish last unless they happen to do the shit that means they don't win. Nice guys, nice girls, we can all win. We just need to play the right game. We need to do the right things. And we need to understand that being nice and being generous and kind-hearted and warm-hearted will bring its own rewards, but it won't necessarily bring us financial success. It won't bring us entrepreneurial success, and it won't grow our businesses. We need to make sure that we consistently and continually do the practices and apply the tactics and the strategies, and we do our planning and our goal setting that gets us where we want to get to. And when we're setting those goals and we're setting that ambition out, and when we're writing out our mission statements, we need to understand that success and business growth and financial success needs to be a fundamental part of that. Yes, be nice. Yes, be warm-hearted. But here's the thing. You need to be a successful business person in order to have a successful business. You need to have a successful mindset. You need to apply successful strategies and tactics. You need to set goals which will take you to your success. You need to be financially successful. So this is not about putting Santa Claus down. This is not about saying, you know what? Santa Claus has no part in the world. It has no part in my life, and it has no part in my children's life because you know what? It's teaching them a terrible lesson, which is if you're just nice enough and good enough, and if you're just sweet enough and you behave well enough and you're polite and respectful, that somehow you're going to be given what you want from someone else, from external to yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have Father Christmas in your life. He is 100% coming to my house. I always say to the kids, whilst we still believe in him, he will continue to come. However, success and presents at Christmas are not the same thing. We have to separate out the lessons. Ultimately, we create success by doing successful stuff. We get financial rewards by taking the action that brings financial rewards. We have to do the things that get the result. So often in life we see, the wrong people, inverted commas, winning. We see people that we don't necessarily respect, people that don't necessarily have the same morals that we have. People we might say aren't kind-hearted, maybe people that we might say are actually even mean. Some of us might even look at some actions and behaviours out there, truly successful people, and we may even, determine that some of their behaviours, actions are maybe even evil. And yet they still seem to have everything. They have the money, they have the houses, they have the financial rewards, the huge businesses, and yet maybe they're having a negative impact on the lives of those people around them. Maybe they're having a massive negative impact to the planet, the world around them. The world is full of businesses and companies that are leeching from the planet and leeching from people and not necessarily giving back. And yet they're still there, multi-billion pound, maybe many multiples of billions of pounds going through their businesses every single year. So if being a good person, a kind person, doing good deeds, having, the well-being of other people, maybe even ahead of our own, if that was what brought success, we can all see businesses out there and people out there that don't deserve success. We read in the papers almost daily of people in power and people who have incredible success financially and otherwise who behave appallingly, that take from the world, take from other people, even harm and damage other people and the world around them, and yet they're successful. Why would that happen? If only nice people and good people are rewarded with what they want, how is it that so many people that we don't necessarily believe should be successful are successful? It's really simple, because they're doing the shit that makes success happen. But here's the thing, you don't have to be like them in order to have what they have. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to take from people, be selfish or mean or whatever else we might describe some of their behaviors in order to create the success that they have. We can be successful and we can be nice and we can be giving and we can be good. And there are many companies out there that are doing good in the world. There are many big companies out there that are at the very least trying to mitigate some of the damage that maybe their companies or their products do on the environment. There's many people out there that are investing hugely into their staff and the well-being of their staff, and they really are trying to build great products that serve their clients and maybe even better mankind. There are many of those out there, and they also are very successful. As small business owners, small entrepreneurs, collectively, we have an incredible power, an incredible opportunity to do good things in the world, to have a positive impact in the world around us. However, if we don't do the stuff that makes us successful, and when I say successful, I'm talking about financial success, because financial success in business creates all the other success that you want to have in business. The impact you want to have, the research and development of new products and services that you want to create. How far you want your message to reach. All of these things are magnified by financial success. We need to do the stuff that makes us financially successful in order to be financially successful. And that is not necessarily some of the lessons that we have learned through our life, through the values that we have, the morals that we've taken on, which are all absolutely virtuous. And I'm not saying for a second we should let any of those go. All I'm saying is, if you're not having the success that you would choose for yourself, if you're not creating a business that you really want to create and you're not having the growth in your business that you want to have, then you need to understand that by all means, stay nice and definitely be a kind person, but you've got to start looking at what you're doing, and you've got to ask yourself a really simple question. Is what I'm actually doing, the actions I'm taking, what I'm putting out in the world, the thoughts I'm having, my personality, my mindset, my behaviors, how I feel, are these things aligned with business success? Are these things aligned with financial success? Because if they're not, it doesn't matter how nice you are, how kind you are, you're never going to have business success. You're never going to be financially viable. What I mean by that in business is financially successful. So this episode today is not about doom and gloom. It's not about misery. It's not saying stop being a nice person, a kind person. I'm not even saying, that you're not going to get what you want out of life. I'm just trying to share with you that at this time of the year, it really highlights how maybe some of the lessons that we've learned in our younger life and maybe ones that we continue to believe to be true are not the things that are going to create success. They do, however, bring their own rewards. As I said right from the get-go, they bring their own rewards of happiness and fulfillment, pride, a sense of purpose and a sense of meaning to your life. And you know what? When we look at these people that seem to have everything, if they are mean-spirited, if they're not warm-hearted and kind and generous, they are missing out. They don't actually have everything. They have the financial success, the business success, the money, the cars, the houses, maybe even the lifestyle. But you know what? There's a reason that so many of these people are sad behind the scenes, that suffer, whether it's alcohol or drugs or whether it's just loneliness or multiple divorces and whatever it might be, okay? They do pay a price for those things that they don't have in place that I hope that you do, the kind-naturedness. However, what I'm talking about here today is getting all of the rewards that life gives you and brings you for being a nice person and a kind person and a generous person, whilst also maximizing your opportunity to create business success and to create financial success. So go out there, be nice, be kind, be generous, be loving, be warm-hearted, be kind-hearted, but understand, unless you do the shit that makes financial success happen, business success happen, you're only going to have the rewards that brings. And of course, if we had to choose, we would always choose to have the rewards that come from being kind and generous. And of course, they are worth more in many ways than any financial success. But you don't have to choose. You really can be a nice person, a nice girl or a nice guy, and you really can still be successful. Okay, nice one, guys. Thank you once again, as always, for being a part of this podcast. As I always say, I'm well aware that there are many people out there right now vying for your time and your attention, and I do not take it lightly that you have chosen to spend these 20 minutes with me. The next podcast is going to be on Christmas Day itself. I have a Christmas special planned for you on Christmas Day, so I hope you tune in for that. If not on Christmas Day itself, then I hope you tune in soon after, where we will be looking at our Scrooge Christmas Carol. I'll see you then. If you've got some time between now and then or over Christmas, don't forget the 6-figure fast track is waiting for you. If you want to know what's it going to take in order to create a 6-figure business, 100 grand or more revenue per year, and you have not yet hit that number, then please tune in to that. It's waiting for you right now, completely free of charge. It's a masterclass on taking your 5-figure service-based business to 100k or more in 12 months or less. You'll find that at biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk/fast track. I'll drop the link in the description. I will see you on Christmas Day. Until then, as always, have a very Merry Christmas and, of course, be successful.
Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.